Welcome to Snoozecast, the podcast designed to help you fall asleep. On Snoozecast, we read excerpts from public domain works and occasionally original stories. We'd like to thank our listeners. If you enjoy our show, please review us on Apple Podcasts and also share it with a friend. The best place to listen to us is on our website, snoozecast.com. That way, you can play a single episode and fall asleep without another one automatically playing. This episode is brought to you by The Shadow of a Passing Cloud. Tonight, I'm pleased to read a Snoozecast original, Night Swim, where you meet an old friend to find a secret swimming spot, a lake within the hills, as the night slips away. Let's get cozy. Close your eyes. Relax your body into the softness of your bed. Now, take a few deep breaths. Night Swim. There's a special time of year in early fall, after there's been a few cool nights and a handful of frosty mornings, when the air turns warm and summer is no longer a memory. You wake up this morning with the window open while a humid breeze gently sways the long white curtains in your cool, dark bedroom. The weather carries a sense of possibility. The summer was short, but the air is warm again as the colors of fall, crimson, burgundy, and copper, creep into the maple and oak leaves in this blossoming autumn. Downstairs, the kitchen smells like coffee as you begin your morning routine, which is unhurried on this day off. After some time, there's a knock at the door. Upon opening it, you see someone you know. Not quite a close friend. This is someone you weren't expecting, but are pleasantly surprised to see standing before you on this bright day. "I was passing by and saw you were home," says your friend. "Let's go for a swim. I know just the place. There's a lake in the hills." Parked outside is a red Jeep with the top down. In the time it takes you to consider this unexpected offer, on an unexpectedly warm fall day, a handful of red leaves falls to the ground. "It's a bit of a long drive, so let's leave now," says the friend. "We could use the daylight." You grab a few things for the trip: a pair of sunglasses, bathing suit, towel, and your favorite blanket, before you lock the door behind you and climb into the passenger side of the Jeep. The engine starts with a satisfying growl. The wind catches your hair as the Jeep moves through town, the familiar storefronts and landmarks becoming fewer and fewer as your friend steers the Jeep into the foothills of a rural, unfamiliar part of the county. The radio had been loud over the sounds of traffic. Those sounds are far away now as you lean back in the bucket seat and the Jeep climbs into the hills. Through the forest canopy Sunlight falls on the dashboard as the transmission lurches into a lower gear to make the increasingly steep grade. Looking straight up into the impossibly blue sky, you see treetops gliding past. The radio grows slowly quiet as your friend turns the dial all the way down, and now the only sounds to be heard are the mechanical orderliness of the purring engine, the wind racing through your hair, and the bristling of leaves as they converse with one another in the breeze. The road narrows as it becomes a tangled ribbon, carving its way through these rugged hills. Looking up the road on the right, there's a break in the trees. There's a pull-out ahead with a vista of the valley. Your friend pulls the Jeep to the side of the road, angling it to a spot with a clear view. At the foot of the hill, there's a white farmhouse with a wraparound porch. Tied to its posts are mustard-colored corn stalks. Orange pumpkins line the walkway from the driveway to the front door. Behind the house, there's a large red barn with its door open. Nearby, horses are grazing. Looking southwest, far off into the distance, jutting up from hazy blue hills, there are 3 tall buildings. That's a city you seldom visit, and you decide your next trip will be to discover its hidden places. You tuck away that thought as your friend gets back on the road. In the Jeep, your body sways back and forth while the vehicle navigates the curvy road. Each corner brings a new view to appreciate as you notice small valleys and hollers. Dotting the landscape are homes with windows that reflect the blue sky and white clouds as they flash over the glass. "We're almost there," says your friend. "The turn is coming up on the left, just past this bridge." Made up of rusty iron, this bridge is no longer than 20 feet. The Jeep slows and then vibrates as the tires rotate over the steel. On both sides of the bridge, a low concrete wall, with a few chunks missing here and there, protects crossers from falling into the stream, not 4 feet beneath you. The Jeep then turns left onto a dirt road. About 100 yards ahead, there's a wooden gate that's chained together with a padlock, blocking your way. The Jeep stops. "I want you to get behind the wheel," says your friend. That sounds like a good idea. You step down from the Jeep and walk around the rear bumper while your friend walks to the locked gate, takes a long green key from a back pocket, then inserts it into the padlock and unchains the gate. You ease the Jeep forward through the gate and put it into park as your friend locks the gate before walking to the passenger side, then takes a seat beside you. The road ahead is gentle. The steep grade and sharp curves are behind you. "We'll be there in about 1 minute," says your friend. The beach should be pretty empty. You wonder how your friend found out about this place. "There used to be a summer camp here, but it closed a while ago. I used to come here as a camper," says your friend. A few cars come into view which are parked on the side of the road. You stop the Jeep, get out, and follow your friend down a short trail until you reach a chain-link fence. Walking up to the fence, your friend shows you a break in the chain, and the walk continues until you reach a small, sandy beach. About 8 people are on the beach, clustered in separate groups. There's an open spot in the shade for the 2 of you, and soon the blanket you brought is unfolded in the sand. Without a book or phone, there's nothing for you and your friend to do but lay on the blanket and listen to the sounds of people splashing in the water, shovels scraping sand, and the occasional cry of a mourning dove. The sun moves across the sky, shifting the shade of the tree further back on the beach. The afternoon has given way to the final bright hours of the day, but soon a quickening dusk will be in these foothills. Most of the people are gone now, save for a couple packing up their things. Walking up the path into the woods, the couple disappears from view. With the beach empty, you and your friend enter the still, warm water. This lake, your friend explains, was created in the 1800s. The water rushing over a quaint dam nearby used to power a mill. There's an old story tied to this lake that during the Revolutionary War, a general attempted to cross it in winter with cannons in tow on his way to relieve George Washington as he fought British troops. But the cannons fell through the ice and are still below the surface, says your friend. Your friend adds that they didn't believe the story at first until one night, when your friend was at the summer camp, a storm passed through the foothills. Your friend and some other campers walked to the beach to watch the storm. A bolt of lightning struck the lake and illuminated the cannons resting beneath the surface. You're not sure if you believe your friend's story, but it does give you something to ponder. How different would history be if those cannons hadn't fallen through the ice, and Washington received them? And why did the general even consider going over the ice in the first place? These thoughts quickly enter, and just as quickly leave your mind, as you focus on using your arms and legs to swim. There's a floating wooden dock in the middle of the lake that you and your friend are swimming towards. Above, the sun has shifted again. It is now just above the canopy and slowly dropping. Twilight has arrived. The dock is now before you, and your friend climbs onto it. You follow and lay down on the wooden slats, while excess water drips onto the lake's surface inches below. Until now, a thought had been nibbling at your mind. Why did this place feel so special? Something made it different than other beaches you had been to, but you couldn't quite place what that was. Laying on the dock, the answer finally comes. There were no sounds, not any from people, at least. Around these solitary shores, there were no homes, just an abandoned pavilion where campers used to eat their lunches and sing songs at noon. There were no cars on the road, or the bleeding, shuffling highway sounds of an interstate. Overhead, the sky was free of planes. There were no lawnmowers mowing. There were no buzzing, whinnying weed whackers. It was silent, save for the sounds of the wind, water, and woods. "It's getting dark," says your friend. "Let's swim back." You slip into the water and realize someone has adjusted the color and contrast of the lake and surrounding woods. Gone are the bright greens and reds of the leaves. All is muted and darkening as a star appears in the sky. The air is cool now. Autumn has reasserted herself, pushing this summer into the past. The warm air and long days are no match for the steady tilt of the earth on its axis. However, the water is still warm. All around you, lights blinker into and out of existence. These are fireflies. A rustic symphony starts up as if on cue from the shore. These are crickets. Halfway back to the beach from the dock is your friend. You swim a little faster to catch up, and then stop to tread water. "It's like that old song," says your friend. You're not sure what your friend is talking about, but the memory has brought a softness to your friend's face. You think it might be nice to play that song on the drive back to town as you continue swimming to the beach. It's almost night now. The Big Dipper is in the sky, while some stars have yet to come out. On the beach, you dry off and pack up. An owl calls out in the distance as both of you walk up the trail back to the Jeep. A bed of pine needles softens your steps. Your friend gets behind the wheel and starts the engine. The headlights illuminate the trees before you. Then the beams of light sweep out over the road. Moving forward now, the moon appears to follow you as the black canopy of trees swiftly rolls by. "There's one more place I'd like to show you," says your friend. Instead of driving back the way you came, your friend turns left out of the camp entrance and onto a road that goes deeper into the hills. The day's sweeping view is gone, and the only evidence you glimpse of the valley below are the twinkling lights of homes and shops. You think back to the farm with its red barn and orange pumpkins. Soon the air will be much cooler. On those fall's days, you imagine the farmhouse's wood stove will be roaring. You can almost smell the wood smoke on this warmer than usual evening. The mixed memories are pleasantly confusing and cause you to lose track of time. There's only the night wind rushing past. Eventually, the road ends. The Jeep comes to a stop. Your friend takes a flashlight from beneath the car seat, and you follow its bobbing pool of light up another trail. This one's not too steep, and soon the two of you are standing in a clearing, listening to the coos, purrs, and cricks of the forest settling in for autumn. You laid down in the middle of the clearing. Above you is the Milky Way, spilling across the sky like bedazzled cream. Each point of light contains its own set of planets, stars, asteroids, and moons, all held together by gravity, that mysterious force of nature. The thought makes you sleepy. Laying here on the hilltop, you begin to relax. Your hands drop to your side. You take a deep breath and relax even more as your eyes slowly close. You take another deep breath and your forehead relaxes. Your eyes soften.